Buds went in. Bad fish. Not like going down to the pond and chasing bluegills or tommy-cats. This fish, swallow you whole. 19 men went into the water. Leafs come out 4-1, November 26, 2021. I'll never wear a life jacket again. Hey folks! Big win down in San Jose. We're going to break it all down for you. We're going to get into the next one versus the Ducks right here on the OZone.
You're in the offensive zone, your place for Leafs hockey.
Hey folks, welcome to the OZone. That's Coach, that's KD, I'm the Devo. We're going to talk all things Leafs. Let's get started. Big one down there in San Jose. KD, what'd you see? What'd you like?
I thought they played another solid game. And, as far as my favorite part, I think that third goal by Matthews was maybe the best shift they've had all year. Totally control the puck for at least a minute. Greasy goal at the end, a rebound, Matthews jamming it in. I thought that's exactly again, as I talk about, exactly the things I want. That type of dominating down low, crash the net, those types of goals. It was great. My DKA award, Scotty, you'll be happy to know we used the budget. We are upgrading the trophy. It's being worked on as we speak. But for last game, the DKI for me, it goes for Simmons. I called it his goal, but I thought, did what he was supposed to. Went to the net, great deflection. He had been earning it for the last few games. He finally cashed in on one. So, I thought it was great.
Yeah, it's true. We had mentioned it a few casts in a row that he really deserves to get rewarded because he's been playing outstanding really for the last bunch of games. Playing fast, playing loose, around the net. So it's good to see him get one. Coach, what'd you like?
Well, I don't know how I'm going to match the energy of that last one, KD, but I'll give her a shot. Hey, I liked it. That's 11 wins in November, most in any calendar month in franchise history. That's fantastic. Got a chance for a 12th tonight. So I really like that dominant win from beginning to end. Maybe a little bit of iffiness. Wall had to make some saves at the end. But look, the team, the psyche of the team, being the coach, I know this stuff. The psyche of the team is when you have your backup in there, and he's third at best in the organization, Joe Wall. Probably fourth. Calgren's probably ahead of him. You got to tighten up. The same happens on my beer league team. We've got an established number one native Texan. This guy, Brian Edwards, born and raised in Texas. What more can you ask for? Our backup, on the other hand, is a little shaky. It's this guy. So here he is, Ronnie Vogel, played in the O for the Windsor Spitfires, got signed as a free agent in Detroit, made it to the big camp. He's in a scrimmage in Detroit. The guy in the other net is Dominic Hasek. Not so bad. He was the Null MVP. He led the ECHL in save percentage one year. So this guy can really play. But guys, he's a clear number 2 on our team. So when he's playing, guys are looking around the room like, hey, we can't allow any shots. So we got to block everything. So anyway, we buckle down when he plays just like the Leafs did. Joe Wall's 3-0, guys. 3-0. Unbelievable. Yeah. Great start for him. So I liked everything about this win.
Yeah, so first and foremost, I love that KD called this game perfectly in the last cast. I think he called a 4-1 win with 24 scoring. Wow, that's pretty amazing. And then looks like the wheels are falling off in Montreal there, and I think KD called that one too. So that's why you tune in here first at the OZone, folks, to hear it first, Unfortunately, KD's predictions in football aren't too strong, so Al and I would like to still be betting on football, but we're not betting anymore. We left broke after week 11. Anyways, I also loved Camp back in the lineup. We were a little bit concerned that he was going to miss some time. Glad to see that we didn't, and he was right back in the lineup. And of course, getting this kind of production, as Coach said, from a third stringer, that's really good. I got a question for you guys though. When Mrazek comes back, what do you do with Wall? You send him right down?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you know that Leaf Nation is starting to scratch their heads. I can already hear the tapping on James Tanner's keyboard right now, talking about how Wall might be the single greatest goalie to ever play, and maybe will play for Team Canada. I don't know.
We need Mrazek to play and to get some good games under his belt so we can move that salary. I mean, he's no good to us now. You can't move him for anything, right? So we need him
That's
back.
right.
And the guy's been a good goalie when he's healthy. So the 1-2 punch.
His whole career. His whole career, he's been good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Going into the playoffs with two strong options. Joe Wall's 3-0, great. But, we need that guy to come back into play.
And Wall would be better served to be down in the A playing every night, wouldn't he? I mean, all things
I'm
considered.
not sure he would. The other guy from Sweden might be better. But that's for another podcast.
I think you're right.
Right.
All right, guys. Before we get into, you know what? Let's talk about what we didn't like. Okay, and then I'm going to hit up the mailbag. So, Coach, what didn't you like?
Well, I didn't like seeing James Reimer struggle. You know, James Reimer, many Leaf fans like me have a soft spot for him. Look, here, my deal is this. Leafs last won the Cup, we all know this, 1967. I was born in 1968. They haven't won in my lifetime. There's a handful of guys, though, in that time that have given us true hope. I mentioned it on the last one, right? You think about Boreas Salming, Daryl Sittler, Lanny McDonald, Mike Palmateer, Wendell, Dougie, Cujo, Gary Roberts. Those guys loved to see them play because we had hope. That run we had was all James Reimer. Absolutely love that guy. And I said in the last one, I hope he doesn't play because the Leafs are rolling and they're going to make him look bad. And they did. I didn't like that. And then there's nothing about the game from the Leafs standpoint I didn't like, but I didn't like one thing. Watching Erik Karlsson play for the Sharks, and he has lost steps, not a step, steps. And so he moves from Ottawa to San Jose. They sign him to that big deal, 11 and a half a year through 27. And you look at that and you say, well, you know, maybe he might not, maybe it depends on how he ages, but he's always going to be able to skate. He can skate. He can really skate. Well, not anymore. And I don't know if it's injuries or whatever, but now I think back to that Riley contract. And just 3 weeks ago, guys, we're sitting here and we're saying, boy, that's a long contract. Good money, you know, a decent price. You took a discount. But I don't know if you're getting value out of that later. And then we said, well, at least he can skate. He can skate. He'll always be able to skate. Now I'm not so sure. I mean, I like my angst to be about how we're playing now, but this is future angst for me. Kyle Clifford coming in, and if this is the bar for guys coming in, Keefe saying, yeah, he's a good presence on the bench in the dressing room, keeps guys on an even keel. Shit, yeah. I could do that job. Get my agent on the phone. But you know, we need Kashe to be back. I feel bad that he's going to miss tonight because he really came into the league with Anaheim. Would have been a nice.
Yeah, I mean, the game was pretty solid.
That's true.
I will say
what
though,
didn't you like?
You know, right down the stretch, you're up 4-1 on the road. Everything is going along swimmingly. Your third string goalies in and playing pretty good. And they went through about 5 minutes where they played absolutely no D. They went beer league hockey for about. You know, the last, call it 10 minutes left in the third period there. And Wall had to be fantastic. I was tickled pink he was fantastic, but like they needed to circle the wagons a little bit more. You have your third stringer, you're rolling, just no goals against, and they had 3 odd man rushes in a row. And then a point blank shot where the trailer wasn't picked up. Like there was 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm watching screaming at my TV. So other than that 5 minutes, you take that 5 minutes out. I love the 55 minutes, and we just move on and not worry about it.
So I'll hit mine up. It'll be real quick. So the Leafs spread their scoring out quite a bit, offensively in those first 2 periods, but one guy kind of still hasn't shown up yet, and 65 is going to be healthy pretty soon. Richie, your time is running out. So right now, folks, we got a little bit of we got hit up in the old mailbag, so I think this is a good time for it. A good longtime friend of the pod, Greg Beal, submitted this question. And he says this: championship teams tend to look very professional against teams they should beat. Then get a couple bad wins, like the Buffalo win. The Buds seem to be winning very professionally lately and piling up points. You think the same? Kind of similar to the Raps a few years back. That's from our good friend Greg Beal. I'll pass it over to you
I think
first, Kev. What do you think?
I think I talked about it a few podcasts ago. Style, if you want to freewheel and have a track meet with this team, I dare you. They really don't have much trouble with those teams, night in, night out. They love it. They are showing an improved ability to handle heavy teams that try to cycle low. They're really the only teams that they still struggle with a bit are trap teams and teams that take away the middle of the ice. But they were great against the Kings in LA. So I agree. Yep. They certainly don't seem to be playing down to any teams, and certain styles don't seem to bother them at all. So it looks like a team becoming more and more able to compete in the playoffs and handle different types of opponents. So I think they're certainly moving the right direction.
Yeah, breaking the door down. Coach, what do you think?
Look, after that, I say yes to the mailbag question. How you doing, Beeler? How you hitting it, bud? After that swoon early and they got their act together, they've been playing very consistently. It doesn't matter who they play. They play the same way, and they played off maybe in one game, maybe the LA loss. But they've been in every game, and I think they were in that LA game too. The score didn't reflect it. So, I think they've been very workmanlike. In fact, they're on the trip now. And 4 or 5 guys in their pre or post game have called it a business trip to California. It's a business trip. They're all business. No days off. They're practicing. And so, they're taking care of business. I like it. I think it bodes really well for later on in the year and beyond.
Yep. Great point. I agree. I love that comment by Simmons in the post game the other day. This is business. Okay, let's get into predictions. This is where we lay it all on the line. We continue on this Western road trip. We're heading into Anaheim next. Coach, what are you saying?
Well, I got a 4-1 win and Matthews scores. And another guy who's going to score is Richie. He has to. He started in Anaheim. He has to. You alluded to it. I've been on him for a month. He's got to get going. But I think, Kev, what you said, Kev, that the way they finished that game is actually really good for Keith. They didn't finish great. They're all business out there. Here's one here. Keith's declaration. This jaunt to California is a business trip. They practiced in Anaheim, no days off on this trip. They're going to come out of this with a win. 4-1. Richie with 1, Matthews with 1. Tremendous trip. And they're going to tie the franchise record, 7 road wins in a row.
And 11 wins in November.
They already have 11. This would be 12. So 12. They beat their record.
I'm calling the 4-2 game.
Katie, what do you think's going to happen?
Anaheim's been playing pretty good, and their power play is actually very good. So, I think it'll be tricky getting out of there with less than 2 goals against. So we'll give that. I'm calling for 24 again to light the candle. So we're going to go back-to-back games, 4-2. And then I got a bit of a bad news prediction. I've been holding it for a while, but I just feel it's going to happen. I think the good news is Campbell is going to be up for the Vezina. Top 3 goalies this year, he'll be up for the Vezina. The bad news is at the end of this year, he'll have played his last game in Toronto, just like Simeon and Robbie Ray for the Jays. All of them will sign for big bucks elsewhere.
There you have it, folks.
One more. I got one more. I'm going to take a penalty tonight.
I think the over/under is by the second. The over/under is by the second shift.
Hooking from behind. Yeah. There you have it, folks. Like the video, hit subscribe, because you want to know everything about your Leafers. And we got your fix right here on the OZone.